The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 5th day of November, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. It's Friday, Sherry. Are you excited?
I am. Yeah. I had to think about it for a hot second. It's Friday. The Braves won the World Series, so it's a big shindig going on today. A big
That you're not going
parade.
to. That you're not going
Well,
to.
no, because I'm working and I actually have to go down in the midst of it. So that part I'm not too excited about.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Okay.
I'll be excited for you since you're not excited about it. I'm excited for you.
And then I'm going to go see Mama Patterson down in Savannah tonight. So that should
Oh,
be nice. Yeah, she's running in the rock and roll marathon. My mother and my stepfather run marathons. In
oh wow.
the Yeah,
Well, more power to them. I've
yes,
watched I've watched a few marathons. Yeah, I've watched a few. Uh,
me too. And I will be watching right there.
yeah,
Good mama.
yeah.
Good girl.
I'm all about that. I'm all about that. But congrats to them and more power to them. Um, yeah, it's Friday and no marathon on the menu for me this weekend. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today as we discuss the speech from the throne. The daily plate is the for you. So you know how this gets. Number one answers only, and
Yeah,
yeah, Sherry. Yeah. It's Sherry's favorite game.
it is. I like Family Feud.
Yeah.
We should
Well,
have brought somebody on to help me, Jamal. You're not thinking.
it ain't about helping nobody. This ain't what you. Anyway,
No, I'm just saying, audiences love that stuff.
yeah,
We
they.
have to think about that.
Yeah. You just want somebody not to help you not lose like you've been doing. But anyway, that's another show. That's another show. We're not going to focus
Shit.
on her shortcomings, folks. We're not going to do that. Yeah. Oh no, I ain't forgot what she did yesterday. I mean, no.
Don't be mad at me, Jamal, because I got you. I
Mm,
came from the left,
yeah. She did it, folks. She did it. But we have a lot to discuss today, folks. The throne speech, if for those who are familiar, that's when the government sets out their agenda for the upcoming legislative period. So they make a bunch of promises, lies, or whatever. I mean, I didn't mean that.
Jamal, the
They,
share today is so like at
no,
its highest.
I'm going to fix that. The
Okay, come
government,
on.
government tells you what they intend to do over the next legislative period. How's that?
Okay.
That's better. Okay.
You're starting out good.
Okay.
I
So,
will
so
how we're gonna finish it something else.
yeah. The throne speech is the governor is going to read the government's supposed agenda, and it's up to the people of Bermuda, the electorate, the opposition, to hold them accountable. So we'll discuss that a bit later, but first, wanted to discuss. I'm not sure, Bash, you know, I don't know if you did, Sherry. Did you read the article regarding Martha Dismont's speech to the Rotary?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
very interesting, and I don't think it's surprising to anyone. Just last year, there were a bunch of the Black Girl Magic crew all over Facebook, who I had to respond to last summer. And one of the reasons I responded to them is, I've said this for ages. There's no denying that in this global workforce in the world, that Black women have had an unfair shake. We just discussed it two weeks ago, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that really bothered me, especially about the liberal Black Girl Magic thing in Bermuda, was that, stop comparing it to Black men in Bermuda. At the end of the day, it's been proven in so many respects that Black men are literally the gum at the bottom of the shoe in terms of how they're treated, in terms of the disadvantages, and in terms of lack of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
As I said when I spoke about it last year on this show, I stated that when you think about who's likely to pass in a road traffic accident, it was Black men. When you think about who's likely to be shot and do the shooting in Bermuda, it's Black men. We don't need necessarily statistics to tell us, as this census, which is all the way from 2010, which is probably even worse off now, that only 24% of Black men have university degrees. We don't need statistics to legit tell us that 38% of Black men have high school diplomas as their highest qualification. We don't need these statistics of 67% of those underemployed were Black men. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need statistics to tell us 61% of those unemployed were Black men. So, certain statistics in comparison should be obvious. But I think one of the things that I love to challenge is the idea that in Bermuda in particular, sometimes we need not latch on to liberal movements that are happening in the US, especially when it comes to Black women and Black men. Yes, there are challenges, but I think we can all agree that Black men in Bermuda are the most vulnerable as it relates to economic opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to career, as it relates to most likely to die in tragic circumstances. So the question of the morning, based on the article by Martha Dismont, is pretty much, how do we save our young Black men? How do we save?
Mm-hmm.
And there were solutions in this, but and we'll get to them. But the audience, how do we get to that place? How can we be first? For me, we need to be honest. Stop latching on to old things, Black America. That's the first thing I think we need to do. The problems in Bermuda are not the same. They're not.
Well, and the thing is, Jamal, we are on two different stages, and
Mhm.
I think that persons or governments don't understand that we are on two different stages. America is equipped for many different things that Bermuda is not. Simple things. Atlanta shuts down when they see a snow flurry on the screen, but
Mhm.
New York knows how to thrive through it.
Mhm.
Bermuda is in the same category in the sense of we have to do things differently that are for our culture and our island. We cannot do what America does. We
Yes.
can take some of what they have and then, put it to what it is for Bermuda, but we cannot do and duplicate the same thing. It's just not going to work. How can we save our young Black men? Is a very difficult question to answer. We would like to think it's easy. And in all honesty, I'm sick of talking about it, to be honest, because I feel like we have the same conversation year in and year out, and nothing seems to get done. We put solutions forward, and then what? We're all excited and we're going to do this, and nothing happens. There's no consistency. There's no involvement from the community. Then you have Martha Dismont indicating that yes, we should be apologizing for many things that haven't been done to follow through on saving our Black men. I sent you a post that showed you all of these things that Black men have to deal with, you know, all the time.
Mhm.
When are we going to do something? Absolutely do something. When is a community going to do something? You remember it was a time you used to walk through the neighborhood, you would smell food cooking coming out of on a Monday, on a Tuesday.
Mhm.
Kentucky Fried Chicken's highest time of the day, I think, is a Sunday. Are we serious? And that's on the low level of trying to do something as far as keeping the community and the household the same.
That's Sunday dinner time with the family, ain't
As supposed to be. You
it?
know, if something happened in your household, you went on to another household, your aunt is looking like your mama called me.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
You know what I mean? And I know that some things have gone to extremes when you talk about teachers disciplining children and then leaving marks and bruises, and then, or teachers making an impact on children, as Good Day America, Good Day Bermuda talked about, as far as, the importance of Black role models in the school system. When can we either find the balance and not be so extreme and make an impact? These young men need a positive impact. We don't need to know about your money, your jewelry, how many women you got, and all of those kind of things. Those things don't last.
Mm, mm.
Older gentlemen don't realize they grow up, they get old, and all of those things fall away.
Yeah, indeed.
You
And
know?
I completely agree. And I do think these conversations have become circular. I think they have become circular to the point where, we always seem to be having the same conversations, and, solutions are put on the table. But why aren't they enacted? I mean, think about the reports. The Mincer report was done how long ago?
Was it 2009,
Um,
2008?
Probably around that time. It was done
Yeah.
over 10 years ago. And I think those are the kind of things where people, we appreciate the research, we appreciate the reports, we appreciate the conversations. But what's the next step? What
Mm-hmm.
what do we do next? Right? It's for every problem, there are solutions. We have to believe and understand that there are solutions. I just, at this point, we have the statistics. We know what exists. We know that if there is a shooting, it's likely the offender is black,
Mm-hmm.
a black man, sorry, and the victim is a black man. There's a lot that needs to be done. But how do we go about doing it? Nachika Trott says one idea is to have a mentorship program in our educational system for black males. I'm not opposed to that, Nachika, but then we already have Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We had YouthNet. We have mirrors, right? I remember people saying, oh, we should bring back conscription. Well, conscription existed at the height of the shootings in Bermuda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we haven't had programs all this time. But are these programs designed, or are they making the impact they could? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know the answers, but is the answer another program that, like what already exists, or could it be more support for the programs that already exist?
Jamal, the what I feel like we're having a conversation about is diets. How many diets we start and stop, start and stop, start and stop, have statistics that if you don't eat right, don't do well, this is what's going to happen. I feel like we have the same conversation. We have this program, we started, nothing happened. Start this program, nothing happened. Start this, we have all of these ideas, and what lacks? Consistency. What is the thing to good health? Consistency. You run every morning, you're eating this. Consistency. When are we going to finally have some long-term consistency instead of every time a throwing speech, government changes this, ministers shuffle around, and then what happens? We
Um,
start all over again.
I don't know about diets, so I don't, I can't.
Exactly, because you're doing a lifestyle change,
No,
which
but
is my
you're right.
point.
You're absolutely correct, and I think that what Shara is saying, folks, is one of the things that's happened over the last 5 years is people have tried to tell you stop dieting and just make a lifestyle change. What is it? It's going to bring the consistency that's needed. We said this last week when we were talking about the shooting, Sherry,
Mm-hmm.
that a shooting happens, we react, and then we go quiet. Like, think about it. There's not been much spoken about or said about it, and until it happens again. That shows one thing, that we've become so used to the cycle, right? That we get mad for a minute or two, and then we go back to normal. Ellen Young.
Let's not overthink it. Nothing will change until we fix the Black family first, from a mental and physical perspective, but healthy marriages and relationships first, and then raise healthy families. I can agree to that,
I
And
will not disagree with that. I think,
yeah,
in fairness, Eugene Johnston, lawyer, has been saying that for years, but people like challenge him, and which is right, challenge him, and basically think he comes across hateful or angry at black women, or LGBT folks or whatever, but he has been saying that the root, the solution is the Black family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it is, Jamal. Like we used to get together. We used to do things. We used to be a community, a family. And it just seems like time after, over time, things have just been chipped away, chipped away, chipped away. And then we're left with a mother or a father, because there are single fathers out there that are left to raise children on their own and try to figure out in this new generation that they're dealing with.
yeah,
You have children that are in gangs, throwing up gang signs. Parents don't know what that's about. It's like, it's just disheartening at times and frustrating. I'm frustrated. Do I look
yeah,
frustrated?
yeah. I don't know how to answer that. I
Yeah,
can say
it's
yes.
fine.
I get in trouble. Okay,
Hmm.
yes, Sherry, you
Hmm.
do. Yeah. I don't want to get in trouble, folks. You know how folks are. Rick Olsen, Sharon, and Sam Cat Place.
I was surprised at the low high school graduation rate of men. So statistics are important to me.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Rick, I think the numbers are good to come out. What I'm saying is, we don't need, for me especially, not all of us need statistics to tell us what's going on because we're living it, right? That's
Yeah.
my only point with that.
You can raise healthy families with single parents as well. Oh, yes.
No,
I'm
and
not
I think
just.
no. I let me echo that. I think my mother done a fantastic. I mean, I was a challenging child, but we. What was that? What would you? Anyway, see how she is, folks. But no, in all honesty, I think my mother, everything that my sister and I achieved, that's because of the sacrifice she made. That's because she found a way. She knew that what she wanted for us was, her and my daddy actually used to always say, like, our job is to make sure that you have better opportunities than us, not more than them, not better than what they had, but more opportunities to succeed. And to me, that should be the role of a parent. The parent is there to say, you know what, I made it right here in life. I done pretty well, but you're gonna make it even further, and I'm gonna ensure I do my part to make that happen. So yes, I agree with Sam Cat Place. It's not about single. There's a lot of, and the late Laverne Furbert used to always say it, like, look, I was a single parent with her sons, right? And she championed single mothers. I don't think it's her
Yeah.
to blame them. Single parents, men and women, have done a fantastic job and continue to do so. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, and I was just going to say, and adding to my point was that, if you don't surround single parents and single families, then we have sometimes an issue.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that it doesn't, that single parents can't raise a family. Shoot, you're looking at a product right now. However, I still had aunties, I had a grandmother, I had
Yeah,
a father
the
that was
village.
still, still had a village.
Mhm,
And if we don't continue to be that village
mhm.
for that person, it makes it maybe a little harder. Not to say that the
Indeed.
outcome can't be great.
Indeed. Let's go back to the comments. Bobby Singh says it takes a consistent, concerted effort. The right type of programs need to launch, while the individual needs to take the initiative to seek assistance and be dedicated to the program. If no one is sticking to the program, then maybe the program is wrong. Nicole Walker says everything has to have a solid foundation. How do we fix family units, heal the dysfunction, and generational trauma? Families
Mhm.
are very segregated these days. Oh, I absolutely agree. Richard Augusta says we need to care about young men, but they need to care back. Respect for elders is lacking for sure. Again, raise a child in the way they should go, and they will not depart. I absolutely do not respect my elders. Let me say that. I don't. I respect people for their existence. You don't have to be older than me for me to respect you. If some 20-year-old comes around me, I'm showing them respect until it's no longer justified for me to do so. That's one of the things I feel like we need to relieve ourselves of, this idea that because we're older or people are older, they deserve respect. There are a lot
Yeah.
of demons that are older and considered elders. And I say demons, people who do have done bad stuff and do bad stuff. As when we can release that kind of thought process from our existence, the idea that in this small community we are here to respect our elders. No, we are here to respect people, individuals, not just because they're older. No disrespect, but that right there tuggles at me because we can't do that. I've seen too many old people disrespect young people, lead them down paths. Remember what the police said last week, sorry. There are young children being recruited by adults to do this. Those adults are elders to those young children. No, I will not buy into that. I will not sell that. We need to respect people. Bottom line. Sam Cat, please, Sherry.
Just because you're married doesn't mean the relationships in there are healthy. Absolutely.
Carla John says, here are two suggestions of many. We need to invest in our people, pay a livable wage so that people don't need 3 jobs to just get by, make healthcare free so that people can have their mental and physical health issues addressed before it's too late and too expensive. Look, that is a topic that I mean, again, Carla, I don't see how a livable wage fixes anything. Livable and minimum wage doesn't work without price controls. What do I mean by that? If you tell a private entity that they now have to go from paying someone $7 to $16. As long as we're in a capitalistic economy, that goal of the business is to basically drive more revenue and make more profit than they did the year before. So now you're telling them to dig into their profit and revenue, right? Then what they do is simply up their prices to, again, now they may make more money, but the cost of living's even higher. And I know that's what the difference between livable and minimum wage, but it cannot exist without price controls. And that's the risk that you take in a capitalistic environment. Nicole Walker, Sherry.
If a parent is struggling to make ends meet, working multiple jobs, then they are at home less. Back in the day, families would step in. Seems like now kids are raising themselves. Yeah,
And
because
Daniel
yeah,
said that last week. He said that.
yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Angeline Butler says the village has to be on the same page. Indeed. Bobby Singh says sometimes the best role model and support system is not related to you. Oh, indeed. Indeed. Kenton Trott, as a black man, it's a daily battle because no matter how hard we work, no matter what we do, regardless of our level of success, we are always judged, watched, and chastised more than everyone else. It always seems we have to work harder, and there are more obstacles than every other ethnicity, gender, race. I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Bobby Singh says absolutely, Jamel, respect is earned. I disagree with this as well. I don't believe respect should be earned. Respect is a given. Respect, I don't feel like anyone I meet right now has to earn my respect. I don't know you. I respect you as a human being. That's my point, folks. I respect you for your existence, but it can be lost.
Mm-hmm.
Can be lost. A baby doesn't earn my respect. I respect that baby for its existence. So no, I disagree with respect being earned, and I disagree with respecting elders. I believe that we should respect the existence of other people and things. Janae Pereira, Edna Sherry.
It's a lot of programs in place, but how many of us are volunteering? We need the older generation to show up, especially men for young boys. It helps seeing someone like you and hearing their experiences. I mean, it also then, Janae, is like, what are you doing as a black man as well? You know what I mean? Don't volunteer and show up, and then the next minute you're going out the back and you're selling something to this young man. You know what I mean? It's are you living this life? I saw an article in the paper where a young man, okay, sorry.
No, I'm saying just
The young man who indicated that he had gone through the drug treatment program, and he is 30 years old, and it's the first time in 30 years that he has been sober.
20,
First
20.
time, 20
Yeah,
years where
yeah.
that he has been sober. Can we do the math?
That was shocking to me. And I'm proud of that young man, that story, inspirational. It can be done, but I was absolutely shocked at that. But again, we never know what people are fighting. We never know what people are fighting. Let's bring Liana into the conversation before she slaps us. Nobody. She's not a violent person. I take that back, folks. She's not a violent person.
I do not choose violence. I am Switzerland. You know this.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Lee. You thought we forgot about you today. Yeah, Sherry and I in a groove.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sherry's very passionate about this, and she is very experienced in this topic of discussion. So I apologize for Sherry.
Loving to hear all the comments, though. I'm very interested in topic. I mean, it's the time that we're living in, and all solutions, or at least a discussion, is being held, because for too long it's just scathed.
Yeah, it has. And folks, don't forget, we're going to be discussing the throne speech, because I think this conversation leads right into the throne speech. So immediately following Leanna and the news break, stick with us for the throne speech. Lee, you ready for the news break?
Let's do this.
All right, over to you. Hold on. Did Sherry help you pick your earrings this morning?
I think she did.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Sherry. I had like 3 pairs, and I was like, "What am I doing?" And Sherry's like, "Ooh, those ones." Then she's like, "Not those ones. Those ones." Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome.
It's a lot that goes on backstage, folks.
Thanks, Jamal and Sherry and TGIF, everyone. We made it through another work week for some, and I hope you all are ready for the upcoming weekend. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, it's officially Throne Speech Day. All eyes will be glued to live streams or ears to nearby radios, with many awaiting to hear the deliverables from the ruling Progressive Labour Party as they share regarding their national plan for the upcoming term. Now, elected officials will make their way to the Cabinet House lawn for the tradition that has been scaled back this year due to the pandemic. Now, on the hot list, we'll hear the government's future pledges for the island's health plan, school reform, economic recovery plans, tax development, and so much more. Meanwhile, COVID breachers Sophia Cannonier and husband Michael Watson were meant to start their trial yesterday in magistrate's court, but have had it adjourned until December 13th because of scheduling conflicts. The trial was expected to last 2 days. The couple deny refusing to comply with a mandatory quarantine and failure to complete a travel authorization form back on July 11th when they arrived on the island. They were also charged with leaving their home on July 20th before the end of their quarantine period, and Ms. Cannonier is also charged with allowing unauthorized persons to visit her on the same day. How would you feel if you lost $1,000? Not so good, right? Well, one Bermudian resident sadly became the victim of a financial investment scam that promised high returns, but instead stole more than $10,000. Now, police say that several people have fallen victim to the scheme, which initially appeared to be a legit company that invited investors to put up cash in a multi-level marketing scheme. But it turns out that no returns were actually given. And that's not the only scam running rampant as fraudsters continue to use cold calling to deceive victims of obtaining private financial and personal banking details. Now, the latest involves fooling people into believing that they have an Amazon package on the way and required authorization to release the goods. Authorities are reminding residents to beware of companies that ask you to recruit other members and also be suspicious of callers asking for personal information. If it sounds too good to be true, it more often than not usually is. And when sporting teams receive donations, it's always an added bonus. However, the North Village Community Club might have hit the jackpot as long-standing auto firm Auto Solutions not only handed the club a massive $25,000 grant, but also became their lead sponsor for the football and netball programs for the 2021-2022 season. Now, Alan Young, the club's vice president and marketing director, spoke with us about how the sizable donation and sponsorship will benefit the club going forward.
Well, first let me say that North Village is absolutely over the moon with the recent partnership with Auto Solutions. This is a huge opportunity for us to shine even more and to continue to do the work that we've been actually doing since 1957. It's a great feeling to be acknowledged and to be recognized for the work that we've been doing. And this kind of solidifies for us in a large way, a huge way, that we're on the right track and that there are other businesses in the community that see the work that we're doing and want to be aligned with the work that we have been doing for a number of years. So we're absolutely grateful, very happy, and excited to be a part of the Auto Solutions solution to helping young people, helping older people as well, to be more holistic within the community.
Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 78 and low near 70 degrees. Expect cloudy skies, showers, and periods of rain, and the chance of thunder from midday through to this evening into tomorrow. Now, it will be a cloudy but bright start tomorrow, with rain developing as the day progresses, while Sunday will be quite rainy, heavy at times, with a chance of thunder and moderate to strong winds. That's all for our daily hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. But here's a little helpful tip from your favorite community pharmacist. Avoid taking Advil or other anti-inflammatory tablets if you're asthmatic. It could trigger an asthma attack. Now, you can always talk to your trusted People's Pharmacist about your full medical situation. It could save you some pain and anguish. Now, let's head back to Jamal and Sherry in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
All righty. Thank you so much for that, Lee. And congrats to Noah Village as well. So real quickly, we had a wedding. Larry and Sharina, Larry Marshall, Mr. and Mrs. Larry Marshall Jr. got a little married yesterday. And yeah, I have a joke, but no, in our group, everyone's sending them congrats, right? Congrats. And it was time, the wedding was taking place, right, Sherry? I think. And he responded. This was like 20 minutes after it was supposed to start. He responded, "Yep, of course she's running late." That's it, man. I was laughing so hard, and I was like, man, I couldn't be there. I'd have start making some jokes. But
Listen, I was doing all time calculations. I was like, about an hour ahead, but this time right here, I was like, oh,
when I saw
I'm
2
leaving that
p.m.
alone.
and then I looked at the clock and I was like, but it's 3 o'clock. I was like, whoa.
Hey, look, one thing I've learned from weddings, right? It's not gonna start on time most of the times, and sometimes, look, I don't have any statistics or data to show me this, but a wedding not starting on time could be a good thing, man. It give you time to relax. There's butterflies and so on. I'll tell you. But congrats to Larry and Sharina, and
Congrats.
yeah. So I'm hoping that I get saved a piece of wedding cake or something.
We'll see how good
Congratulations
you can.
again, Larry.
For sure. Enjoy your weekend, Liam. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Yes, definitely, God willing.
All righty.
Yes.
Have a great weekend, and hopefully it's a relaxing one for you.
No, it's Black Golf Weekend.
I felt that. No, she's like, no.
Sorry, I was hopeful. I'm like, Deanna's gonna get Lee. You're just an energizer bunny. Keep going.
Yeah.
Love it. See you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hardest working lady in showbiz. I tell you, folks. Cherry,
Yes.
we're gonna be right back. We got a conversation ahead, and then the feud. Don't go anywhere,
All right.
folks. Stick with us.
Okay.
This month, we're featuring just a small sample of the diverse range of products produced by Stonewall Kitchen, a family business which started up in 1991. Initially known for their artisanal jams, they were determined to diversify their range and now ship a huge variety of premium condiments to 42 countries. Try Stonewall Kitchen's roasted garlic onion, maple bacon onion, strawberry apple, rhubarb, and wild Maine blueberry jams, red pepper and hot pepper jellies, bourbon pecan caramel, and caramel dark chocolate sea salt sauces. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, myself, Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. It is time to talk about the throne speech, folks. And the question's pretty straightforward at the end of the day. What would you like to see in the throne speech today? Sherry, let's go over it last year, just so people know how, that I wasn't really being facetious, but I was earlier when I said. So the Royal Gazette, it looks like Sean Connolly did something yesterday to just pretty much show of the 22 key pledges made last year, nearly half, 10 have not been met, and a total of 6 were on it, and 6 remain partially done. So I'll just go through some of them, not all, but the health plan promised the government will introduce a Bermuda health plan that will, through technology, maximize efficiencies via integrated healthcare model. Reality is no comprehensive plan has emerged, according to this article in the Royal Gazette. The medicines prices, government will mandate pharmacies to provide pricing information on the most commonly prescribed medications to establish a national drug, whatever that word is. Reality, minister followed through on the pledge to reform drug pricing. So basically on the list, you will notice that there's quite a few things that the government did not do or has partially done. Why do I think this is important to say this right now regarding the throne speech? Because a throne speech is literally like a bunch of promises that the government puts in their agenda for the next legislative period they hope to accomplish, right? And why is this important? Folks, elections are called in Bermuda within every 5 years, sometimes 3, 4, right? It's these kinds of things that you should be using to really consider who you're voting for. I know many of us have our political parties we support for whatever reason, right? But holding a government accountable is really this easy. Looking at what they set out to do, what they tell you they're going to do, and then measuring that according to what's actually done.
Yeah. It's politics, I've always said it's not my thing. But at the end of the day, looking at the 22 items that is on there, it's 22 and only 6. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I think it was 10. It said nearly 10 have not been met. A total of 6 were on it, and 6 partially done. So I think they would say 12. Let's just be clear. They would say 12 because, and that's just politics. I get where you're saying only 6, but they would say, well, we're working on the others. And then they would use technicalities as why they haven't been done. But to Shara's point, I don't get out a calculator, folks, for us. We speak, we don't do math. What's 6 of 22 if we're going with Shara's number? Like percentage wise, help us out, folks. But
oh yeah.
go ahead.
But like, it's can we just get these things done? It goes back to my point of what we were talking about. We don't have a consistent lifestyle. We don't have consistency. We don't have consistency going through this throne speech and hitting the target areas that are needed for Bermudian people to do what they need to do. Of course, I hone in on the extended living for our adolescent youth who have aged out of government's programs that have nowhere to go, have nothing, in place for them. Why is this? Because I've been in social work for a number of years. Why in 2021 I'm still talking about this? Who passed away, who was the minister from up Roberts Avenue, drug treatment. What's his name?
You've got me.
Has the street named by him. Of him. Come on.
I know. Nelson Bascom.
Yes.
Frizzle's
Hill, sorry. Since Nelson Bascom days, Jamal. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's so, it is very disheartening that we're still having this conversation. Yeah. And people are still, having these same issues. We have healthcare issues. No, I kind of go back and forth because living out here and living in Bermuda is two totally different.
Here is in the U.S., folks. In the
U.S. Sorry, I'm sorry. And so that for me is a big difference. So the health part is one thing. School reform. Oh, I've always said, why did we have middle schools? Why? What was wrong with the system that we had before? We went to a school that met our educational needs. Then that means that we're in a school where everybody's kind of the same. Right? So then we also are going to a school that's not in our area. So then we are making friends that are all over the island. And now we don't have this segregated situation. and now we want to phase it back out
Yeah.
to go to back where we
Well,
was.
I think the school thing is I'll use Dale Butler because I remember when the PLP won in 1998, people were expecting, oh, Dale Butler's going to be education minister, this and that. He used to say all the time, like he thought that the school system needed to change. Whether what it changed to was what was in the best interest, probably not. But I think right now, I think a large majority would agree that the system needs to change and fast. What we change it to, I think, should be of great concern to people. Though, back to the percentages, we did get some people in the audience. It's 27.2%, 6 of 22. So, Sherry, given the numbers that you provided from the RG, I'm no mathematician, but 27.2%. Shaq shot harder than that from the free throw line.
So what grade is that? That's like a D?
I mean, F. I mean, a D's got to be like 60 something percent. So that's got to be like a Z or something like that. But, again, this goes back to, how we should measure the government. This is important, folks. This is important. Let's go through some comments. Nicole Walker says, exactly, the throne speech is like annual goal setting for a job and things need to get done. If not, things need to be explained. And COVID is not an acceptable answer for it all. We have Shika Reyna. She's saying, do they ever state projected timelines for items mentioned in the speech? They can't all have a goal to be completed in 12 months. Well, this is important, Shika. This is absolutely a good question. But it is, how can I put it? It is what you intend to do over the next 12 months. So my thought process would be when they're running for election, what's the thing? Their platform would be in a time period of while they're elected government, what they intend to do. The throne speech would be what they intend to do over the next legislative period. So the timeline, I believe, would be set based on that legislative period. I could be mistaken, though, but that's what I would believe. Now, back to the question, folks. What would you like to see in the throne speech? Based on the stats from last year, where I'm thinking we all can agree, we just didn't have that much success in terms of things being met. And agree with Nicole Walker, COVID is not an excuse because we knew we were dealing with COVID when this last throne speech was done. But what do we want to see? What is it you want to see that will make our lives better? That's going to help us grow. That's going to give us the opportunities to succeed. What do we want to see in a throne speech from the government of the day?
And as I said, just better school, hearing from our youth, what youth programs are we going to consistently put into place? And going back again to what Shika said, these are things, if we look at it, it's not a 12-month period. These topics have been going on for years. We are still talking about the same thing over and over again. So instead of putting titles out there, what it is that what's the end result, can we put something in there and steps to making those things to happen?
Correct.
That's what I would like to see in there. What's the steps? Are we hiring more people? Where's the money coming from? What are we actually putting in place? I know what the end goal is, but people seem to always miss that middle part. And that's the frustrating part, because then we never get to the end goal. We partially meet the expectation.
Yeah, partially is not good enough. I mean, when it comes to school and education, there's very few places you'll get partial credit at certain levels. You either get it right or you get it wrong. You get it done or you don't. I think, from a throne speech perspective, this is where Bermudians need to be holding their MPs, their governments accountable. This is the space right here. I'm not quite sure, how we do it any other way. Like when your MP comes, when that next election is called and they come to your doorstep, just go over their platform. That's one. And then go over every throne speech. Well, what happened? This was partially met, never came through. This wasn't met. where did we end up with this conversation? So if I show you percentages and only 22% of what you said on an average was done, then why should I vote for you again for the same results?
Mm-hmm. And you ain't showing up here when it's time for election day. Listen.
You can keep, at the end of the day, and tell them, you know what? Keep your Christmas turkey and ham. Keep that. We don't need that, because if you created legislation and policies where that allowed me to flourish, I wouldn't even need you to donate me a Christmas turkey and Christmas ham. And so
See, and I'm looking at it. No, give me my Christmas turkey in here. Let me get something out of this. Like seriously, I like a little Christmas ham. No, Jamal. But let me get something out of this. But I understand what you're saying.
No, but for real, it's like I mean, we need more out of them, especially from being given the power that they have. What would you like to see in the throne speech today, Sam Cat? Please, Sherry.
Better food prices, especially on healthy foods, and wage reforms, but we still singing the same song. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are. And Nachika Trot says the throne speech should be broken up into categories: a short-term list that is achievable in 12 months, and then a long-term list or even a middle-term list, 1 to 2 years. This is a more realistic approach than just listing items. Indeed. But I think they would say, Nachika, in fairness, I think the government would say, well, that's what our platform is. That's what I think they would say. I think that, I mean, what's the acronym about setting realistic goals? It's an acronym out there for making sure that you're setting timely, realistic goals. But anyway, Kathy Brumby says politicians are producing talking points, not always results. Well, if that's the case, Sister Kathy, and I don't disagree with you, this is part of the problem, then we, the people, need to hold them to account. We need to hold them to account.
I'm laughing, Jamal, because I'm going back to Liana's news break when she said the scam alert. What is the biggest scam? And I'm skeptical about anything. Let me tell you, the bank called me one time. I said, I don't believe it's you. Let me call back and ask for you. And we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Even with our politicians, they come up here, Christmas ham and everything. You got Sherry like, yes, give me the Christmas ham and turkey. But I'm always skeptical. You know what I mean? In the sense of
and have every right to be, Sherry. Have every right to be. I think more of us should be like that. SMART goals is it the acronym I was talking about. And no, I'm not going to recite what each one means. But because I just can't remember right now. But my friends, I'm sure someone will put it out there for us. Philip Trott says, I would like to see more relief given to people trying to start legitimate small businesses. Right now, you need a full-time job to start something small on the side. Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. And just hope that you have the support to continue it even on the side.
Yeah. The sad thing is you do see so many people starting businesses and, they don't last. I think business, I think we all have it within us. I do. But I completely understand that not everyone has the desire or interest. But for those who do, they definitely need the support systems. They need, and when I say support, I'm not saying government needs to give them money or any entity. What I'm saying is, give them a tax break, give them some relief around here, right? To make it work for everyone. Rick Olsen says,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would like to see the premier deliver the throne speech, not the governor. Well, I don't think that changes much about anything unless we're independent, Rick. But I mean, fair enough. But more or less, go ahead, Sherry.
I was going to say, and can we just get a break? Period. Why does the break always have to be Bakaton? You get a break to be in Bakaton. Why can't the break be anywhere that you would like to see a business flourish? It's nothing wrong with Bakaton at all, but that's what's always presented as the option of the tax break.
Well, I think they've expanded it. The OBA expanded it to like dockyard and what's it called? The EEE zones now rather than the zone. But I think the idea behind that was businesses on Front Street, let's be honest, didn't need the breaks. It was the people that were in certain locations at one point. So I think, but again, we have to evolve. We're probably not in that same space, and Black people are opening businesses all over now. So I take
without a fiscal space.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. Thank you all so much for providing the acronym, what it is. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. I thought it was realistic, but it's relevant. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, appreciate you all for doing that. Amanda Blakeney says, do we have a checklist showing what was accomplished and what was not? There's in leadership on that how to come. Yes, we kind of went over that. I'm not sure if you missed it, Amanda Blakeney. We went over it. The Royal Gazette did a checklist of last year, and we kind of mentioned that as we started the conversation earlier. And as Sherry shared from the Royal Gazette article, 6 of 22, which was about 22%.
No, I think it was 27.2%.
27.2.
I think so. Let's give them, the couple of extra points.
That 5%. Yeah. All right. Jamila Godwin agrees. Government also needs to cut down the red tape when it comes to starting a business. Absolutely. And that's what I think people are looking for. What I think people are looking for. Carla John says, smart is always a great way to answer interview questions. HR tip. There we go. And let's wrap it up. Nachika Trot says we need to relief that the residents will see at the end of the day. For example, I do not recall seeing the benefits for no duty on oranges, apples, potatoes that was listed in a previous throne speech. So, we have some ideas. I don't think these issues are only on Bermuda. Bermuda is not another world, as we like to sing and believe. We have issues. We need to collaborate and collectively find ways to solve them. I believe that there are people with the ideas, but I think Sherry made a point. It's about the execution. What is the step? What are the steps? What's the strategy? What's the plan?
And what is the consistency? What is the lifestyle that we're trying to lead? What are we trying to do as a whole for the island? The things that Bermuda doesn't incorporate that America has. Can I just use a coupon to go to the grocery store? Can I just get a deal on something? The simplistic things.
They don't know about this coupons, boy. Coupons.
Can I get a buy one get one free? Can I get something?
There's coupons for. If you don't know, you better know. We're gonna do a giveaway, folks. We need to do a giveaway today. So we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna come back with the feud. Take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you everyone for your contribution. The hashtag for today. You ready, Sherry?
I'm ready.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I don't know, because you're tricky and you've been shady all week.
It's going to be the Daily Hour. All right.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break. Hashtag for today is the Daily Hour. We're going to be right back with the feud. Don't go anywhere.
Same smooth sounds, different name. BCG Radio. Tune in every Tuesday through Sunday at 7 p.m. Bermuda time as we bring you the love, romance, sexiness with nighttime jams. Only on your station for conversations and entertainment. BCG Radio. Download the app, available for Android and Apple devices.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to One Communications, Lindo's Medical House, and People's Pharmacy, making sure we're able to do this for you on a daily basis. So it is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Sister Sherry.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
She's ready, folks. She is ready. Here we go. Help her out, folks, while you hashtag the Daily Hour out there. We know you want to win something. Here we go. Name something with teeth.
A human. A person.
Number 2.
Really, an animal. Dog.
Oh, she got it, folks. She got it. She got it. Dog was number one. I'm like, why wouldn't human be number one? So dog number one, human number two, shark number three, alligator, crocodile number four, and comb number five. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here's the next one. All right. Sherry, name something that comes in through the window.
A person sometimes, wind, rain.
All right, we're gonna give it to her, folks. We're gonna give it to her. 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 A person, yeah, if it was a burglar, but come on. Number one was air breeze. We're gonna give it to you, Win, right? Same thing. Number two, bird, sunlight number three, burglar number four, mosquito number five, then fly, then ball. All right. Here we go. Last one, folks. Last one. Someone got it too, said breeze. And other people said insects. Yeah. All right, last one. Here we go. Name something you might not leave your house. Sorry, here we go. Name a reason you might not leave your house all day.
Weather, rainy, snow.
She's on form, player. She got it one time. First answer. Bad weather. Number two, sick. Number three, watch TV. Number four, day off. Number five, weight repairman. And number six, too tired. All right, folks. Yeah, you like the feud, boy.
I do. Multiple choice.
Yeah. Any shout outs before we do the
Yes, to Shemaine Richardson and her husband. Her husband said, "I'm doing quite well today." So thank you, Mr. Richardson.
Oh, nice. Is it an anniversary or something?
No, they're just good people.
Oh, good people. Well, props. Shout out to you, Mama Patterson, running her marathon this weekend. All the best to her. More power to you. I'm just not there. I stick with my 2 to 3 miles, and I'm good. No, if there's a relay section, we'll definitely do that.
I saw that.
Yeah, they're giving you props in the audience too. Like that, they're like, yeah, well done. Boom, boom.
Thank you, Karen. Karen definitely sends the good vibes.
Yeah, she all right. Yeah. So look, final thoughts in the most concise manner of today's show.
Consistency. Through it all, consistency through it all. When we talk about the throne speech, can we just be consistent? When we talk about can we do better for our young Black men, can we just be consistent? So that's shoot, I'm trying to be consistent, Jamal. Lord of mercy.
It's not easy. What I'll say as far as the discussion about young Black men, again, I champion my mother all the time, and I was not an easy child. But I think she instilled in myself in terms of what I need to do to ensure that I am a productive citizen of my community. And so through her sacrifice, I was able to do that. My mother worked more than one job. She still loved working more than one job. So it doesn't, I know people say, well, no one's raising the parents, but there's that village part that Sherry mentioned, right? There were other people, I had uncles involved, aunts involved. So it was a family village, friends of family. So, I always say, it's achievable. Yes, our households are very different. We're different people, but with the right, the family unit, the right people around, it can be accomplished. It can be achieved. And I'll champion people like my mother forever in terms of the sacrifices and what the things that they do. So we've got to, praise that support that we receive. Let's go. Giveaway, man. We've got to do the giveaway, Sherry. See who's in the winnings today. Let's see who's big money.
Yeah, no vamus. Oh, wait, saw Mama Patterson in there.
And Mama Hartman up in there. Shucks.
All right. Come on, mamas.
All right.
My sister.
Okay. It just had to be a relative today. So is it Marcia Robin Patrice Bradshaw? Okay.
Yes.
All right, she ain't playing. She's got her full government. You better not
and she's named like after everybody. She's named after my cousin Marcia. My dad's nickname was Robin because his chest, and my aunt Patrice. And then so all right, Marcia.
Congratulations to you, Marcia. Any daily inspiration for the weekend, Sherry?
Oh, I'm not prepared. Okay, here I am. Wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. And that is by Anthony J. D'Angelo.
All righty.
I'm sunshine.
Thank you for that, sunshine. It's just sunshine. Folks, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and go and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, The Daily Hour. If you've never been on our website, go check it out, sign up to receive updates, even communicate with us as far as potential guests and so on. It's thedailyhour.com. On that note, it is time to say until next time. So thanks again to our partners, Medicals, One Communications, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we were to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you. We love you and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry. Sorry, there's no tomorrow. We'll be back again to do this with you on Monday.
Okay.
She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. My friends, please make it a great and safe weekend. And if you haven't already, download the BCG Radio app because Juggling Jason will be on BCG Radio with the tunes and the office workout today. BCGradio.com. Have a good one. Peace. Wrong. We out.